We're going to talk about the alphabet. We have A, and we have what we call the modified A. The modified A is a hand shape. This is an A. This is the correct way to make an A. This is a modified A. If you make an A this way, it's just not correct. But we do use this hand shape, for example, for appointment. So we use it, but it's not the letter. This is A. Then you have B. If you have your fingers open, that's a 4. Your fingers are closed, you have a B. So this is our hand shape. When we discuss hand shapes, when we discuss the 5 parameters, your hand shape matters. C. Try to control your pinky. Some people have like a rogue pinky. It wants to go all over the place. You need to have it stay with the rest of your fingers. C. D is a D. If we cock the hand a little bit, you can kind of see the D. And we have this board here to show you. Can you see the D? A lot of people don't see that. Other people are like, well, yeah, what else is it? It's a D. E. E is a tricky guy. We have the E. It can touch the thumb, can have the tips of the fingers touching it. That's a closed E. Or you can have an open E. An open E, though, notice how the fingers are still very closed. This is an open E. This is not an open E. That would be a C. This is an open E. This is a closed E. So make sure when you do an E that it's an E and not a C. Some people get really sloppy with it. Now, E is one of those letters that you're going to have to learn to recognize, because this is how you sign E, but it's also signed in different ways. For example, she's going to finger spell awesome slowly. Watch what happens after the A, now the W, and now watch her E. That isn't what we just told you how you sign E. Now finger spell the rest of it. S-O-M-E. With the W to the E and the M to the E. See how the pinky's not involved at all? That's a perfectly fine E. Another example would be ever. When she spells ever, E-V-E-R, from the E-V, the V to the E, it's a two-fingered E. The same thing happens with love. L-O-V-E, just two-fingered E. That's perfectly acceptable. The last one as an example is rule. R-U-L-E. So the E is very flexible in how it is signed, in the sense that you can do it with all 4 fingers, 3, 2, or 1. However, it's always closed, and I don't expect you to be able to sign it that way. What I expect you to produce is just a regular either closed E or open E. But you need to be able to recognize the others. They confuse a lot of our students. Okay, F is F. Look at the difference between F and D. This is the one that confuses the majority of our students, F and D. And on our board again, if you look at the second set of letters, the F and the 2 different ways that people write F, if you do an F, you kind of see how that you have the tips of the F hanging out there. You can see the curly of the cursive F, or you can see the points on the capital F. So you have your F and your D. They're different. Okay, G. You have your G. Your G needs to stay flat this way, but it can rotate all over this way. It depends upon what's coming before it and after it. H, same thing. It's going to be this way, it stays the same, but it can rotate. An example of that is right, R-I-G-H-T, R-I-G-H-T. Depends upon what's happening where the letters are going to come. I. Now the I can be like with the thumb in front of it, like as an S is, or it can be to the side like an A, but it cannot be out. Then we have a Y. So watch your thumb. Be aware of what your thumb is doing. Okay? Can't be sloppy with your thumb. K. The pad of your thumb touches the pad of your middle finger, and then your fingers are straight. Don't have sloppy fingers. And then your ring finger and your pinky, don't have them out. They need to tuck in. This is a hard letter for a lot of students for some reason. So you have a K. Also, your K can't be droopy because now you're getting into a P. This is a K, this is a P. And it can be forward or it can be cocked just a little bit. It can't rotate like your H and your G. It's this way or this way. L. Your middle, ring, and pinky, they need to not be out. They need to come in. See how nice you can see the L? If you're double jointed, don't go all weird with it. Just make a pretty L. M and N. In the book, this is how you'll see them done. Nobody signs them that way. Everybody draws them that way. Nobody signs them that way. They're done as an M and an N. Now you don't want your N to be up as a U. It's an N. But you have M and N. O. You're going to know O and 0 because of context. Then you have a flat O. Just like we have the hand shape of our modified A, you need to know a flat O. You'll hear people say, oh, you sign that with a flat O. You need to know that one. We've already discussed P. It's just like your K, but it's down. So your palm orientation, one of your 5 parameters, is down. Q. It's just like your G, palm orientation down. R. So you're crossed. There's not a whole lot about that one. R, S. S and A mess up people. Some people know about like soul power. So that helps some people remember soul. S. And then T. If you look at it, you can see that it is kind of like the letter, the written T. Your thumb doesn't have to be way out there, just T. Then we have U. You can see the U. V. You can see the V. W. Got the W. X. This one rotates. Then Y. You can see the Y. Most people can see a Y there. And then you draw out the Z. You draw it with your index finger. Some people want to draw it with their pinky. We don't draw it with our pinky. Index. That's your alphabet. We'll sign the whole thing through in another one just so you can see them all together.